How's it going, people? I'm Zephyros, and welcome back to my channel. So Malrik's Hall of Illusions has finally been released. Everyone's been saving up their stamina, or hopefully everyone's been saving up their stamina. So I'm going to do a quick summary of what the Hall of Illusions are, how you can kind of get into it, and where I think you should be using the rewards. So with that all being said, let's get into it. So the first thing you'll notice, right, looking at the camp right here, we've got this new little section. This is where Malrik's Hall of Illusions can be accessed. So you click on here and you kind of can see all the runes, all the keystones, sorry, that you've kind of received through farming. And you can then select one, go into here, and it'll show you kind of all the modifiers that apply to this particular keystone. But obviously, before we talk about all of that, we need to talk about where you can actually get them from. So the places that you can get your keystones are Gear Raid 1, 2, and 3. No other places at the moment. Gear Dungeon 1, Gear Dungeon 2, you cannot get keystones. And so we'll kind of go in. So the first stage that you can start getting on all three gear raids is stage 19. So if you look here, stage 18, nothing there. Stage 19, you can start to do the keystones, right? At stage 19, you can only get level 1 and or tier 1 and tier 2, or level 1, level 2 keystones. And then at 21, you can start getting tier 3 or level 3 keystones. And then at 24 is when you can start getting level 4 keystones, right? There are different rewards that you can get through the different levels, so it is important. So obviously you want to push as high as you can into the gear raids as possible. Just to kind of see if I can help people who are trying to climb their way through. If people are interested, I can make a guide using just epics only on how to clear stage 19 and kind of work through it. If people find that helpful, just comment below, and I'm more than happy to make a guide on that as well, just so you can start farming these as soon as possible. So yeah, that's how you get the actual keystones. In terms of what the difference between the keystones, I'll quickly run you through what the different kind of levels are. So if you insert one into here, you can actually then go into the obtainable reward. So click on this little magnifying glass icon there, and it shows you at the different levels what you can get. So at right now there are no level 5 keystones, so ignore that. But these are the 4 kind of different levels or different rewards you can get. So you can see here at level 1, you can actually only get the evolution gem. Now, this is actually really good. It lets you upgrade your gear into a higher tier gear. So I'll kind of run you through everything in a moment. But as you can see, as you go through the higher levels of the keystones, you start to get access to different types of gems. So these kind of enhancement gems. Level 4 is the only one where you can get the transmutation gem, which is really, really good gem. So yeah, let's go into what the actual gems do and where I think you should be using them, right? So in order to access where the gems go into heroes, go to gear, and you'll have a little tab here, which is the gem enhancement, right? So just click on that. And recasting and refining, so these are already in the forge. These have been moved here now. But these are the main kind of things that we're interested in. Okay, so if we select one of these, it will ask you to actually put in a piece of gear. So this is the one that lets you access everything. So um, I'm going to just select a piece of gear here, right? And I'll show you what they all do. So add that in, and now it will show you what they all do. So Darkfall Gem Enhancement, what it does is on the primary stat, on the main stat, it actually just lets you add an additional amount. You can actually see the maximum that you can add depending on the main stat. So if your main stat was flat attack, this is what it should be. Now, you should never be using these gems on anything that's got a flat attack main, right? So ignore this. ignore HP, ignore flat defense, ignore anything that's flat stat. Okay. For me, where you should be using these is in like your BP gears or your main DPS sets, and it's only once you've got like a couple of sets of like cracked rolls that you should then be moving on to like the healer sets and your tank sets and things like that, like DPS first, in my opinion. Right. So um obviously you'd do this on your like, I would say only use this gem on like your tier 2 or tier 3 gear, so like your cracked soulbound arcana piece, or your cracked infernal roar piece, or like your insane cataclysm piece. Those are the pieces that you should be using it on, or like your insane wicked vengeance or warlord piece, right? Don't use it on anything else, in my opinion. Next we're going to go to evolution gem. So this such a good piece, such a good gem, sorry, because it can take a seemingly dead piece, like a curse piece, for example, and turn it into just an insane DPS piece. So I've got a piece. I'll actually show you. I've got a piece of gear that for months and months and months and months has been just a dead piece. It was just basically a BP piece for me, and it was a curse piece, right? Um, had attack, and it was crit damage, crit rate, and attack speed, and I think it was flat HP, right? Yeah, look at that. Amazing, amazing, god level rolls. But it was just a dead piece because, aside from BP, I'm not going to use a curse set anywhere, right? But suddenly these gems make it a viable piece, right? Because if I use my evolution gem, it will show me depending on the piece. So if it's like a tank piece, it will only kind of get evolved or enhanced into a tank tier 2 or tier 3 piece. So this only evolves into DPS sets. Now, for me personally, for that piece, I want it to be Cataclysm, Infernal Roar, or Soulbound Arcana. That would be ideal for me. It's not the end of the world if it does end up going into Hell's Lament or Ageless Wrath, but I'd prefer it to go into Soulbound Arcana or Cataclysm or Infernal Roar, right? But it turns that into an incredible piece, right? So only use this on God rolled pieces. Yeah, just don't waste it on other pieces. Use it on your like your fracture set, your curse set, your sets that aren't the best, right? This can turn them into really, really good sets. Then we move on to the variant set, right? The variant gem enhancement. So this just lets you it shows you all the potential variant abilities that it will add on top of all your existing stats. So for me, this piece I'd want it to hit aggression 400, right? The highest aggression roll. That would be ideal scenario. But obviously, I wouldn't say no to any of the others either, right? The other aggression rolls, attack speed, I wouldn't hate either. But I want kind of these ones to really maximize BP and maximize my damage as well. Um, then yeah, so save this for these kind of like these amazing rolls where you've got like gold and purple rolls. Then we look at transmutation. So I would also want to use transmutation on this because transmutation basically lets you change one of your substats to another substat. I'm obviously going to keep those three, and I'm going to change flat HP. Ideal scenario. So this actually shows you what the different possible substats can be. So you've got flat attack here, flat defense, defense percentage, HP percentage, rage regen, and healing effect. So for me, obviously, I want it to be flat attack, and I will keep re-rolling until I get flat attack. Right. Next best, obviously, would be HP percentage, but no, for this piece, I'm 100% going to keep rolling until I get flat attack. Yeah. So yeah, those are the pieces. Those are the gem enhancements for armor. Obviously, you have the same thing for these kind of pieces as well. And then the next gems that you can actually get are the augmentation. So you can get a common augmentation, which I actually have. and this kind of goes on artifacts. And then you've got advanced augmentation. So what these do is it randomly chooses either HP or attack, and it can increase them by these amounts, right? Then you've got advanced, which is just basically the same thing as common augmentation, but just higher value. So you can see here, max cap of 1,600 and 480, well, 1,600 for HP, 480 for common, whereas it goes up to 4,000 and 1,200, right? So significant improvement there. And then you've got runic augmentation, which basically just adds an additional stat. So here, obviously, you want it either on a DPS artifact, you want it to be attack bonus, attack speed, or crit damage. So if I actually show you on my Eovar, on his exclusive, I've actually got a common augmentation, so I might as well just show you. I do that, and yeah, it added 45. Was that a great roll? Not really. I would have wanted it to hit closer to 480, but look, it's just added 480, and that would have added an impact on Eovar's on his BP as well, right? So yeah, that's the augmentation side of things, right? So yeah, only use those ones, those augmentations on like the exclusive for your DPS units and your BP units. Exclusive artifacts, those are the ones that you want to be trying to pump as much kind of stats into as possible. So like your Sutra of Caprice, your Eovar, Eye of Penitence, your Divine Retribution, so Lady Alex ones, those kind of really hard to get exclusives, or Eye of Penitence and Silas's one. You want to be putting it on those ones, on those kind of artifacts, just to kind of really maximize your benefit. So yeah, that's the kind of the basics, the basics to the Malrik's trial. I'm going to be putting out my runs. I haven't. I did the really basic, the free keystones that you get. I just did those before work. I did those as a really basic thing because I knew that would be easy. But I'm going to show you because I have not looked into these. I'm going to show you my kind of. I'll try one and then I'll put out a video on stage 2 as well. And then I'll do a bit of research and do stage 3 as well. Um, and then obviously, hopefully, I get some stage 4. I've been farming since I basically whacked it on farm before I went to work. And have I actually got? Oh yeah, in this run I did get some as well. So this is what it looks like when you farm it up. So I'm obviously farming stage 24 Hero 2. I'm only doing stage Hero 2 just because I'm actually trying to get lightning gods, stage 8 level 8 lightning gods. But yeah, that's the kind of the basics behind it. So if you have any other kind of content that you want me to put out on Malrik's Hall of Illusions as well, just drop me a comment below or message me on Discord and I'll get back to you. All right. But yeah, I will be putting out more videos on kind of the different trials as well. So until then, stay safe and stay blessed.